Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
What's up, y'all? Big HERC 916 getting down with Fresh Out, and you tuned in to another edition of Prison Talk. We know you guys love the old format, so we went back to it. We like to keep our ears to the streets so that we can keep bringing you the content you love. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and also make sure you guys tune in on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. I do a live stream, kick a lot of shit, answer questions, and just try to motivate you guys so you don't ever go to prison. Also subscribe to the website so that you guys can be hip on everything we have going on there. It's FreshOutSeries.com. Had a question from one of our viewers. Now this is in regards to somebody who has a daughter that's showing out. They said, one of my employees, her daughter is a handful. She's a sophomore in high school, a freshman in high school, and she's not going to school. The school is trying to tell my employee that legally she can go to jail. She's got caught stealing like 3 times and she doesn't know what to do with her. She goes to counseling while she's in school, or when she does go to school, she's out of control, cussing at her home, destroying their house. Is there any resources that you know of that could possibly help her? She's so upset, which this is the mom. She said she didn't want to go to jail because her daughter's refusing not to go to school. Last night, the daughter was caught stealing at the Lakewood Mall. Well, actually, she was caught at the Lakewood Mall dealing with her boyfriend. A situation like that, man, the only thing that's going to wake that girl up is for her to get some type of either incarceration, or I hate to say it, something happened to her on the streets that's like a wake-up call, because she's not going to change. Obviously, she doesn't have any respect for the mom. There is no male, it sounds like, father figure in the house. So without a male father figure, this girl basically is walking all over the mom. I wasn't even a bad kid, but I was in the streets, but I was trying to get money and doing things, and there was nothing my mom could tell me. And even after going to juvenile hall, YA, and then to the federal pen, the thing that woke me up was maturity and running into a mentor and realizing for myself that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in a place like that. And for a young person, they think they know everything. They think they're tough. They think they're invincible. They laugh at counselors. They think school's a joke. And until they get further in life, when they can actually reflect on life experiences, that's when they start thinking about the things their mom or dad told them or their grandma told them, and they start, really weighing out the consequences of the choices they made. It's hard for a young person to grasp what their life is going to be like 5-10 years down the line when they haven't lived it. And the only thing that can really impact a young person like that, I would say, is taking that person and putting them in a whole nother environment, which takes them out of their element. But even then, they could always Uber or Lyft to wherever they want to go to if they want to get into trouble. They just gotta, I don't know, man. There really is no answer to that, because on one end, if they go to jail and they don't get their shit together, they could fall into the wrong crowd and basically get caught up in that whole jail mentality, and it'll just lead them to continue to go in and out of those facilities, get caught up in drugs, start using drugs. The best advice I could say is, if you're currently taking your daughter to counseling, I would say try to maybe find some type of male role model that could be put into play to help with the parenting, and enrolling that kid in a almost like a military school. Put their ass, you want to be a badass? If you have the resources, if they got a scholarship, put them in a motherfucking military school. And you know, you got to pick and choose the schools, because they got so many schools that are horrible. Like if you guys seen the movie Cold Water, and they put these kids through these camps, and the kids are fucking left in the desert, and they're doing some way out shit that's basically going to kill them. But then there's places that actually care, and they break down that outer shell and get to the yolk, and actually can, you know, help the kids, you know, change their path. But yeah, you gotta just, you know, try to see if there's any, you know, see if there's some programs out there. And then the daughter, if she wants to, you know, at this point, I know it's your kid and you don't want to go to jail, but tell her to say, you want to be a badass, you want to be an adult, let's go down to the court, get emancipated, get the fuck out of my house, you know, go get you a job, and see if your boyfriend's going to take care of you. See what they say. I mean, you can't force a kid. If you don't want him in your house stealing, and if the boyfriend and she's in a bunch of bullshit, you know, call her bluff. You want to be an adult? Well, let's see if you're ready for some adult shit. And then see what they say. Now, you want to be in my house? You're going to be here at this time. You're going to change your motherfucking ways. You're going to clean your shit up, and you're going to start going to school, or else you got to find somewhere else to live. I mean, there's only so much you can do. You can't cuddle somebody who doesn't want to be cuddled, who doesn't, you can't nurture somebody who's rebelling. They have to realize that the rebellion is going to lead to something that's not going to be favorable to them. Otherwise, they're going to keep doing it. If you keep babying and enabling them, they're not going to change. So sometimes you got to play a hard line on them. You know, some kids need that hard line. Because when she goes to juvenile and she gets around some of the other girls up in there, or she ends up in a women's facility where they, you know, ain't playing no games, she's going to start thinking, oh man, I really fucked up. But she don't know what that other side is like yet. So she thinks it's a joke. You know, she thinks she thinks she's smarter than everybody. She thinks she's tougher than everybody. So until either the streets teach her a lesson or the system, she's going to keep doing what she's doing. Or you're going to have to, you know, put your foot down and actually put down something that's a little bit more aggressive in your discipline of her. Because the only other option I see, like I say, is a military type school where, you know, they don't fuck around. Or somehow if you got an uncle or some male of the family who could say, look, you're going to go live with them, and they put a foot down. And, you know, big foot makes soft ass.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.